Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Sadie and this is going to be my outro slash intro for my makeup declutter, so this is going to be quite repetitive basically. So I filmed a makeup, not declutter, why did I say declutter? Makeup collection video. It's probably be a pile of shit, but hey, over here I've recorded it, so if you'd like to see my makeup collection, keep on watching. Finally, it's the last bit. You can probably see me. Oh my god, no. Why did I do that? That was horrendous. You can probably see me in the reflection here because it's a window. So yeah, these are like my main palettes that I use day to day. These are actually held up in letter holders, which a really good hack. I don't know who I found it from, but I found it from someone. And they were on sale in like my local Debenhams, so I bought loads of them. Like, these are my main ones. These are like my favourite palettes. Don't laugh. I stock up on these bad boys so much, because they're so worth it. So I have like, oh god, can't get it out. I have 3 extra Urban Decay All Night Setting Sprays. I have B6s, I have Rebound, I have Quick Fix, I have an eye makeup remover, I have another body spray, Body Shop spray, I have a vitamin E. This is fucking lethal. I need to get rid of this. I've just been holding it in my collection until I go and see someone who wants it. But like, the spray for this is like fucking aggressive. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. No, I can't spray it on the wall. Like, it's just so harsh. Like, you couldn't even tell. It smells lovely, but I'm not a fan of it, so I need to get another one. Someone was like, oh, it's a dupe of something. I can't remember what it was. I haven't tried this yet. Shake and Glow Illumina Spray by L'Oreal. I then have the Conceal and Define Infinite, which I actually really like this. So yeah. I have the Makeup Revolution Purifying Water Primer Spray. I actually really like that as well. Really like this from NYX Dewy Finish Matte Spray. A mini Summer Solstice All Nighter, and then I have a makeup removing spray from Urban Decay as well. So I think what I'll do, I'll just move these out of the way a second and then we'll get on with the palettes. Okay, so I do have my main Urban Decay palettes here. These are ones that are all in stock that you're able to buy, because obviously I did work for Urban. Hello, let's repeat myself constantly. So like, they were my main ones I pulled out where I knew, not that I could sell in a way of like, well, it was my job, but I generally, you know, wanted to wear products that people could actually fucking wear. So I do have those. I have random bits on like Morphe, Jaclyn Hill, Beauty Bay, ABH, so let's get on with them and I'll show you. I don't know if this lighting's too bright. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is, this is just a random NYX palette I put together. Urban Decay Single Eyeshadows. This is another Moon Dust. This is a clear white one. Like, if you don't have this, you are like so missing out. Yeah, they're just random shades. So, but like most of them's Urban's, and that's why I kept them here. I have the Moon Dust palette from Urban Decay. This palette is, everything is absolutely stunning. These are ones you can't buy separately, not like the singles I've shown you earlier, but yeah, an amazing palette, like absolutely stunning shades as like toppers. Wired palette, absolute gobshit, we're not even going to talk about it. Cherry, really like Cherry, surprisingly. I do feel like it blends all into one, but it's nice. It is nice, it's really nice. Naked Reloaded, surprisingly, really like this palette. It's a bit cool tone for me, but when I just want to add a little bit of colour, it's just there, and then like, it does look really nice and natural, but you can have it as day to like a night, like just like that. It's a really handy go-to palette. Why am I so out of breath, you fat key? I quite like the feel of this one as well. Then we have Ultraviolet. I mean, I do love this palette, but I mean, like, the outer packaging is like absolutely stunning, but the inside, I mean, it is beautiful. They are really drier than normal of the palettes, but I said in my video, I'd done a review on it, it's just, it literally only has one matte purple. It's shit. It needs another dark purple. Otherwise, I'd actually love this palette. Thing is with this palette, especially when I was working on counter, I would say to people, this is a palette where you need to use other things to like really make it work. To me personally, But yeah, it's a pretty packet. Like, packaging is like to die for. They really nailed it with the packaging of that one. Then I have Naked Honey, my absolute favourite. Is this going to focus on it now? Probably not. There we are. Naked Honey, another favourite. I have ruined this eyeshadow palette. I actually have bought a spare because I've ruined Honey that much. I mean, I still get pigment off it, but I wanted another one of this because I love it that much and I use this a lot more. So I actually did buy it. I do have a spare for Christmas. Heat. This was huge when it released. Do I think it's amazing now? No. I always had a problem. Was it this one or that one? I don't know. No. This shade. This shade's so hard pan on me, it doesn't even work. What? Do I think it's amazing now? Not really. I don't hardly go into it. But actually for a warm tone palette, this looks really cool tone on my eyes for some reason. I mean, it's legendary, don't get me wrong. I think this is probably one of their best selling things they ever came out with. But, I mean, I still like it. I like the packaging. Then we have Naked 3. Don't know why I ever bought this palette. Oh yeah, it was because I collected Urban Decay eyeshadows. So I feel like I had to buy it. This is like your typical bridal palette. These just do not suit me. Like, they say like this eyeshadow palette is like great for people with fairer skin, but I just look like I have a black eye. It's just, they're not pretty to me. They just don't suit me. The shimmers are stunning, but I've never used, once I've ever physically used this eyeshadow on my eyes. Then lastly, we have the Born to Run palette. Probably one of the best eyeshadow palettes Urban Decay's ever come out with, but I gotta admit, I do look at it now and I do find it a little bit boring. I mean, it is nice. Like, these two shades are a bit shite. I absolutely love Big Sky and Wanderlust and Smog, but yeah, I gotta admit, most of the palette is actually really, really nice. This is probably one of their better palettes they've ever done. Still really popular. I mean, like, it is a great all-in-one palette. Next up is the Beauty Bay Me, Myself and Mitchell palette. Let's get that mirror out because I hate it with a passion. Yeah, really, really nice palette. I wish I bought a second because I'd use this so much more if I had a second. I absolutely love like Muffin and Marine. She used as like inner corner highlighters. They're so, so pretty. Just the pigmentation in this palette. I will admit, like, I don't know how I feel about the shimmers actually. I feel like they're too wet. And I'll explain it with another palette as well. Like, it does crease on my eyes, and this shade Melted is like stunning to the touch. I mean, like, I barely touched it, and this is so wet. They come off amazing, but on my eyes they do come off a little bit clumpy, if that makes sense. But yeah, other than that, oh my god, I've got eyeshadow everywhere now. But like, the mattes are amazing. And I mean, like, this palette was, what was it, 30 quid? If you can get this now off anyone, please buy it. It's so worth it. Makeup by Tammy Carnival. Why can't I open any of these? Palette. I'm not a huge fan of this, to be honest with you. I feel like it lacklusters. I feel like the pigmentation in the mattes aren't very good. I'm really sorry, Tammy. But the shimmers are awesome. Like, these are like stunning on the eyes. I just feel like the mattes are a bit lackluster, but I think I put this here because I was like, I need to try this more, sort of thing. I have the original Carnival palette by Stacey Marie and Be Perfect. I have actually used this palette so much. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's such a nice palette. Good for beginners who just want to go into a bit of colour as well, because you still have your neutrals. You've got two highlighter shades here. Really, really good palette. This is my other mini e.l.f. I have in the shade Jalapeno. I just mean, like, for £3, if my camera fucking focus. Yeah, for £3, like, this eyeshadow palette is so pretty. So just go across. I have the ABH palettes. I have number 1 and number 2. I bought these on offer. This was half price and this was 40% off. I never paid from full price. So I'm currently waiting for Black Friday because I'll get the other 2 versions then. But this is what what annoys me about these is that there's no like dip in the clasp. You have to go right in between to actually open it. I really actually like this palette when I used it. I feel like with this palette though is that the base colours underneath are really dark, so it feels like you're going to put a colour on and then it does come off completely different. But I mean, like, some of these shimmers are like stunning, and I think this blue come off like amazing. Yeah, like, So good. Then volume 1, this is a beautiful, stunning palette. Like, oh, I mean, this is just a purple lover's dream. I'm so sorry if I keep on fidgeting my camera. For some reason it just doesn't focus straight away, which is not like it, but it's been a dick. Some of these shimmers yet again are like absolutely like stunning. Like this matte, I mean, how fucking pigmented is that? I mean, it's so pretty. I will admit I did use this once and I actually didn't get along with it, but I have only used it once. I really need to play with it again. Then I have the Saharan by Juvia's Place. My friend bought me this, so I feel like I never get rid of it, but the shimmers in here are stunning. I mean, like, I think Juvia's Place shimmers are probably the best formulated shimmers you'll ever buy, but I do find this palette a little bit boring. Like, I barely use it. But this one though is like my godsend. I fucking love this eyeshadow palette. The mattes are really pigmented. By the way, this was the Saharan 2 by Juvia's. But these shimmers are fucking, especially because I'm a blue gal. Like, these shimmers are to die for. Like, you barely touch the Juvia's Place ones, and they're so pigmented. I love this palette. My friend bought me this as well, so I'm really happy she got me that. So I have the original Jaclyn Hill palette. Used to absolutely love this. I still do. I very rarely use it now, as any other eyeshadow palette I feel like happens at the moment. It's just, yeah, I've got too many eyeshadow palettes to play with, to be honest with you. But it is a really good palette. I heard people say about the second sort of, not second edition, sorry, like the new formula isn't good as the original. But I mean, like, as an overall palette, this is such a pretty palette, and like the colours blend so well. And then you have volume 2. This is my fucking favourite. I don't know what about this colour story. Literally, I find it absolutely stunning. Like, I know it's nothing new and it's nothing original, but I don't know, man. It just gives me some feelings and I don't know why. Let's try some colours. That one. Oh, that's a pretty one. My hands are still like really dirty from the other ones. Really pigmented palette. Like I said, I actually love playing with this one. I feel like the purples and the pinks are really pretty. If you do pack them on too much though, it can come off a little bit patchy. But other than that, like, I love this palette. I love looking at this palette, actually, in a really weird way. I then have the Makeup Revolution. This one's Rich in Life. Is this the more natural one? Yeah, this is the Patricia Bright collaboration. Yeah, again, I still haven't really played with this a lot. I kind of regret buying this one, but I bought it mainly for like the blue. Yes, that's right, I bought it just for the blue. It's really nice. I mean, from what I have used, it's really nice. These are like really wet, creamy formulas, and they come off stunning. Let's do the blue because I want to do the blue. But yeah, I mean, like, it is a standard palette. Like, to me, this one's not anything special. Then you have the Rich in Colour palette. I absolutely love this palette. From what I've used of it, it's really pretty. I actually really like the pressed glitters. They remind me of the Makeup by Tammy ones as well. But yeah, some of like the shimmers as well are like those creamy formulas. From what I have used of this, I really liked. For 20 quid, it's totally worth it. I have another ABH palette. I have the Riviera one. Yeah, again, I bought this from TK Maxx because I wouldn't pay for it full price. But the shimmers in here are like to die for. I just haven't even used it yet, and I do want to play with it, but it's not one I gravitate to. This is the Tropical Twilight from Makeup Revolution and Makeup by Tammy. I adore this palette. I feel like actually you can probably see like this palette has been butchered by me because I have used it quite a lot. But yeah, like the mattes in here are like down. But yet again, I still feel the same about the Makeup by Tammy ones. There's always something off about the palettes, and like the cream shadows just don't perform amazing. Like there's like no pigment to them, to be honest with you, like until you really press into them. But I don't feel like they transfer very well on the eyes unless the brush is wet. But the mattes in here are like fucking phenomenal, like top notch. Probably the best mattes that Makeup Revolution have ever done. Then I have my beloved Naked Tutorials and Beauty Bay collab. I'm debating whether getting another one of this one because I loved it that much. Oh no, that's gonna see me a lot. I haven't even got any makeup on. Yeah, I really love this palette. The shimmers in here absolutely like gorgeous. gorgeous. But obviously these have the same formula as the Mitchell ones. And I do feel like they are a little bit hard to place on the actual eyes. You have to put them on with your finger. But other than that, it's a beautiful palette. Like, from what I've used in the shades and the mattes, this is beautiful. Like, this, I want to buy another one of this palette because I want to use this one more. Right, top row. I have quite a lot in the top row. 39L Hit the Lights. Oh god, this is the one with the collaboration with who I can't remember. But I bought it because I really like the colour story of this. Actually, I haven't even used it yet, but these swatch fucking amazing. Like, I can't believe how soft these are and how pigmented they are. This is probably one of the best pigmented Morphe palettes I own. Let's swatch some more because we want to. Yeah, like, fucking stunning. If you can get this palette, get it while you can. I definitely need to play with this palette. I feel like it is out of date now. It is really old, but I had to have it because I just love the colour story of it. What is this one? 39S. I've been dying to film a video with this, but I just haven't got round to it. I feel like it's old news now. But this is a really, really stunning purple palette. I would rate this more than Bloodlust from Jeffree Star if you wanted a purple palette, because this is actually purple. Yeah, and you've got a bit of pinks. You still have like neutrals in it, but yeah, like so pretty of a palette. I think this is the 39. Is it 39A? Yeah. 39A palette. This is one of their holiday palettes. Totally regret buying it. I loved what I'd done with the look, and like, it's nothing wrong with this palette, but I mean, like, it is a bit samey in it. Like, there's nothing special about it now. I loved it when it did come out, but I mean, I don't need 20 of the same shades. But do you think I'll get rid of it? No. What about this one? I mean, I've got to admit, from what I used, is that mould? Or is it just, I think it's another eyeshadow. Why did I sound so weird when I said that? I mean, like, yeah, I mean, nothing special. Now I look at it, I mean, it is a great rainbow palette. From what I used of it, it was really nice. I think I used this one, and that was a really pretty shimmer. The mattes were absolutely fine, but I just do not gravitate to this palette. I just don't know why. Like I said, the only reason I ever bought this is because it was on half price. Oh my god, we're in the last two palettes, folks. I could cry, and then I'm done. XL Pro palette, I mean, ignore that. It's a bit of a paint when I done my Sally look. What is that? Rank. This is such an awesome palette. A lot of people ask me, would you have this one or the Tahiti? I would still say this one, because you still have your purples, your pinks, your blues, your greens, your neutrals, 3 highlighters, your yellows, your oranges. You have everything in this palette, whereas if you compare it to the Tahiti palette, which I'll show you after this one, it's mainly focused on green, purple and pink, whereas I still feel like this is totally worth it for makeup artists and for people themselves, because you still have the neutral side in it as well. I mean, this palette is like, oh, that wasn't a good night. That wasn't a good... I mean, those swatches are actually horrendous, but it's totally worth it in my eyes. I think the only shade I don't like in this palette are the reds. And these purples, I actually don't feel like it performs very well. That's all my eyeshadows done, finally. I don't know if maybe this might be a part 3 or part 2, or I might add this onto my first one, because actually I haven't been filming for that long. While I say that, I don't know how long all these videos are going to be. But what I'm actually going to do is actually show you my conservatory. I feel like people want to see what I actually got. They think I have this like huge makeup room, and no, I'm in a really cold fucking conservatory because I have no other room, because we're only in a 2-bedroom house at the moment. So I think I just want to show people my dirty cold conservatory, to show that if you want to do stuff like this, it's doable. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's doable. So let me just quickly show you what I do, basically. I'm going to try and do this walking and talking, which I'm not very good at. I also forgot to show you this bit. Like, this is my main like little drawer I have next to me when I film one of my videos. Like, I've got random setting sprays in here, mascaras, eyeliners. Like, here's all my brow stuff. There's like tweezers and my eyelash glue in here. Like, this is my random little one, and then I have all my brushes on here. Like, this is my shite little table that I film on. Like, the legs are breaking off it. It's really, really bad. I'm quite lucky that I have a monitor screen, so the camera I bought, I'm quite lucky that I had savings for. So I do use a Canon M50. So it's really good that I have a HDMI port, so I can actually see what I'm doing, not just on a tiny little screen that's installed on here. But yeah, I actually don't film by here. I'll explain a little bit more. I only film by here when it's daylight because windows. And then I have my ring light on me. And then most days I actually film here. So I have my conservatory lights on, and then my ring light goes here. I use a black screen which I put behind here, and then I move the table over. So yeah, I literally only use a ring light for now, but I will eventually get more lighting because it's a little bit shit, to be honest with you, in here. I'm just gonna show you, like, this is my makeup. Like, how bad is that? I mean, like, people are like, oh my god, I bet you've got like such an amazing like room or whatever. I'm like, no, it's all just lobbed in here. Normally looks a little bit tidier, but also I've just chucked everything in. As like I said, this is where I keep all my little top bits that I use on the day-to-day. But yeah, that's about it. I'll probably do an outro now. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not sure if this will be the ending for part 1 or part 2. I'm filming this quite a few days later. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Before you go, please subscribe and give my video a big thumbs up. Put on the notification bell if you want to see part 1 or part 2, or I'll link it up in the top, whatever. But yeah, I hope to see you in the next videos. Bye.